Well, Ken, the Voodoo Shrimp everyone knows about. It's probably been the most popular bait to fish under a cork, most popular artificial shrimp for the last several years, and now you've come out with the rattling shrimp, which is my new favorite. You're always coming out with new products. Tell us what else is new.
We started with the Voodoo Shrimp on the Gulf Coast, and it just exploded. It was a great phenomenon, really. And we knew right away we needed other products because you just don't fish shrimp at any one particular time. You know, you might fish shrimp when the shrimp are in the bay, and sometimes when the mullet come in the bay, you want something that looks like a mullet. When the shad get in the bay, you want something that looks like a shad. But one of our biggest hits since then has been the Mambo by Voodoo, and this is a bait that's made with the same material, TPE. It stretches, it's durable, it gives you a multitude of fish. Now, I'll say personally, I've caught 100 fish on one bait. I have. Now, you may catch 200, you may catch 50, but you're not going to catch 2 fish in the lure break. The thing about it is TPE is just so durable. It's nothing more than flip-flop material or tennis shoe material. But they swim so well. The Mambo has reverse cups on its tail. These hydro cups catch the water and actually pull back on the bait and cause the whole bait to dance like this, and that's why we call it the Mambo. It just back and forth. You'll even see the hook moving back and forth like that. We have 2 sizes. We have the Mambo in a 3.5, and that's for shallow water. A lot of people say, why'd y'all build a bigger one? Deeper water. We got a lot of people saying, well, my Mambo is great, but man, I'm in 5, 7, 8 foot of water on these schooling trout. I'd like to get it down a little further. Throw you 1/2 ounce. So we put a 1/4 ounce in the shorter one, and we put the 1/2 ounce in the long one. This is a better trout bait. The larger model has been proven to be a much better trout bait, especially as winter comes on. Another bait we just recently came out with, and I think this is probably going to be, I'll go out on a limb here and say I think this might be as big as the Voodoo Shrimp. This is going to be a massively successful bait. It's called the Voodoo Eel. It's a 4-inch eel with a very small boot tail. Once again, TPE material. Once again, in testing, 100 fish easy on this. Now, this is a chunk and wind bait. You can chunk it a country mile. It casts very well. Pre-rigged, 1/4 ounce lead inside, realistic eyes, beautiful colors. This is Cajun pepper, which is one of the best Gulf Coast colors. Everybody watching in the Louisiana area knows what Cajun pepper is. And now it's getting popular in Florida, so it's like the Louisiana guys are teaching the Florida guys a little bit. But anyway, it's catching fish all over the Gulf Coast, and it's just a chunk and wind bait. You just dart it a little bit. The eel will dart, slight, and then the boot tail will give us a small shimmy for vibration. This is available in 1 size now, but again, we've already been asked, please make a bigger one, please make a smaller one, so you never can satisfy everybody. So we're going to roll out different sizes and lots of different colors, and this is called the Voodoo Eel, and you can find all the stuff on egretbaits.com.
All right, Ken, when and under what conditions would you use each bait?
Well, the shrimp I want to use during when the shrimp are in. I mean,
that only makes sense.
You know, when the early shrimp come in, 30 count shrimp, you kind of match your hatch. If you know they're catching, 30 count shrimp.
You see shrimp popping on the
then
water.
You want to throw a little smaller. But I like this size, this 3.5 with the 1/4 ounces. I can chunk it much further. Use a cork for the small shrimp. This one you don't need a cork.
And this one has the rattles. And don't you have a bigger one also?
We have a jumbo, really big, for late fall when they really get big.
Last fall, one day we were fishing. It was Carter, Fontenot, and one of the other deputies and myself. And that other deputy was just using the big shrimp, and he was tearing us up. So we all got in his tackle box and each got one.
If the big shrimp are in, use a big shrimp. Next thing is a Mambo. A couple of circumstances. If you're red fishing, you want to use a little Mambo. You can run this thing almost in 2 inches of water. You can wake it. The tail almost produce a wake. So this is probably the #1 red fishing bait we make. It is a killer redfish bait. Chunk and wind, no skill sets. It's almost like the old rattle trap, an idiot bait. You got to be an idiot. You can't mess it up. So you chunk and wind. Now when it gets a little bit deeper, people say, well, I want to catch trout on your Mambo mullet. Then I want to go to the larger one because this is 4-inch, and there's so many good trout caught on 4-inch baits. There's a lot of baits that are 4 inches. So this is the perfect size for trout. It has a little bit different wobble. It doesn't have the tight vibration. As you know, the longer the tail, the slower the vibration. So this has a slower cadence. The cadence is slower.
And in the summer, when you're fishing the rigs and you're in 12, 14 feet of water and there's a current, that 1/2 ounce will get down there.
1/2 ounce. Then this right here, this is the bird killer. If you got birds working, one little gull pecks on the water, I like this, you'll see, you can throw this a mile. It's a bullet bait, so it really chunks real well, but I would throw this year round. It's an eel, and you know, fish eat eels. If you cut redfish open and you know, you little brown eels in them, well, this mimics that eel, and it's the perfect size. So this I would say always have tied on your rod, kind of over here. You know, redfishing, I'd want to tie my Mambo on. We going for trout under the birds maybe, or trout over a reef and the shrimp are in, definitely go with your Voodoo Shrimp.
Well, I can't lie. I've used every one of these baits, except this is my first time seeing the Voodoo Eel, and I can hardly wait to try it.
It's going to be fun.
Voodoo Shrimp comes in 4 sizes, 2-inch, 3 1/4, 3 1/2, and 4. So I suggest you keep some of each because you never know what they're going to want.
Always check with your local tackle dealer. We love supporting the mom and pops out there and everybody who carries retail Voodoo products. But if you can't find a particular color, because not all tackle shops will carry every color. We make too many. There's just too many sizes and colors. So if you can't find it, go to egretbaits.com. You can shop online. And always look at the natural colors when you're looking at the shrimp. The #1 sellers, we have about 5 or 6 colors that are a white shrimp, a tiger shrimp, a gold shrimp. The natural colors seem to do better day in and day out. And then when you get stained water, if you jump to your purple, the LSU chartreuse tail, your darker colors, there's always conditions that'll change. But day in and day out, your natural shrimps will always catch them.
Open your eyes and wake up, honey, now night.